Hello? Ooh. Ooh.
Whoa. Oh my.
Wow. That is totally not what I expected.
I'm here. I'm on the TV.
On the TV? Okay. Oh, we're on there. We're on there. I hear us.
Are we live? Can people see us?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. This is... Oh, wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't have a permit for that. Sorry. It's a little too much.
I'm too busy looking at myself.
And it happens. It happens. Oh, my goodness. I think everything is on. I think everybody can hear us. I think I'm talking loud enough. If I don't talk loud enough, I will see it tonight. Hopefully people, whatever. So this is Let's Have a Fefe, episode 15 of season 8. Whoa, halfway through the season already. This show is more than just the gossip. It's the issues that matter most to you. This is your Wednesday night conversation, and I am Felicia Minor, and this is not Freddy Prinze Charming. I mean...
Do you know who I am?
I invite people.
My name is Logan Lowrey-Rasmussen.
You have Felicia Minor. You have a long name.
There's a reason for that, too.
I need you to, can we just call you LR?
You call me LR, you call me anything you want for a payment of $20.
Oh, I gotta pay now? Damn.
Well, only because we haven't worked together before.
Oh, we're just establishing. I see how this goes. Okay. Freddy's out at a gig, so Logan is here. We're gonna shoot the shit and talk about him too, I guess. I mean, as long as it doesn't cost me money.
No, don't worry.
We don't get paid here, right?
Oh, no, it's okay. We're in Phoenix, so, everything is
Whoa!
Charity. So,
Already shooting the shit.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
We are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and Twitch. I have to check those here in a second. Share this episode. You know what? They should share this episode. We're brought to you by Wigs of a Kind and the Burly Barber, along with the support from our Patreon supporters like Joan, Leanne, Allison, Corey, and Carrie, Best, Brandon, and Casey Starr. Support us today at patreon.com/letshaveafefe. Oh, wow. I got through it all without stuttering, stammering, or doing anything. Wow.
I did catch an episode of Let's Have a Fefe once where the audio was out, and I think the whole comments were, or maybe I was watching a different live feed from another.
No, it might have been recently. It might have been either the onesie episode, or what was the last one? Who was the last one? No, it wasn't when Joanna was on. It was before that. Whoever we had a couple episodes ago, I had it. Oh, Patricia was sitting here, and Selah from New Mexico was on the remote, and so every time we were talking, they were like, "We can't hear you," and so the sound was initially off, and then everybody kept saying, "I can't hear you," and I was like, "This is cute."
I watched the feed of you guys just waving your arms just for I was probably stoned or something, but I was just 20 minutes of just silence.
I suggest that everyone watch us that way.
Fair enough.
Maybe you watch more episodes, I guess. I don't know. So what'd you do this weekend?
Oh, God. Well, this weekend, I can't even remember, but I think I was actually at the Chill Pill. Or you said last weekend or this weekend?
Well, we're not in the future, so last weekend.
Okay. I got you. So last Sunday, I was actually at Chill Pill, hosted by Beverly Chills and the Chill Collective, and they had a great show. It was called Discotheque. And I love the Chill Pill. I love the Chill Collective because they're, I guess you could say, they're the perfect mix of gritty alternative, but they're really pretty gals.
And you enjoyed the show?
Oh, definitely. In my own little Logan way. So there's probably two versions of me you would see at a show, which is either really quiet and scared, or like this. I'm ready. I've had a White Claw.
You've had a White Claw.
Maybe.
You've had the disco white lady drink.
Disco white lady drinks don't get you drunk. That's what I need.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
5%, you know?
Oh, okay. We'll just keep it. I'm not sure. But Logan was nice enough to bring me this. It matches my outfit. Oh my god.
I am not sponsored by Costco, but I would like to tell everyone.
Let's turn around. Hold it.
That Kirkland Signature is the best cheap wine there is, and
are you calling me cheap?
Oh no, I'm saying
it's okay
economic
if you
for
did.
gifts for your friends.
You wouldn't be lying, but it does match me. Maybe I should just sit here.
Aw, just like a baby.
Look at it. I probably should get a glass or just drink it.
I mean, you get a glass for me too. I'm just saying. I didn't know if this was like, you know.
We can open that. We can get to that. What else did you do this weekend?
Well, this weekend, I've actually just kind of kept it low. So after New Year's, I've kind of just been focusing on catching up my projects, and I've focused on writing, and I guess you could say I'm doing more artist interviews. So I've been trying to kind of scale back on the events, but still doesn't mean I'm not going. I'm just, I'm not partying every night.
Oh, what's that? It's okay. You don't have to explain it to me. I stay at home. Hi, Missy.
It's the cat woman.
It's the cat lady.
Lady?
Yeah,
she's
cat
woman.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. She's a lady. I'm the tramp. Anyway, so this weekend I worked a lot, and then I got a massage.
By who? Was it like an actual massage, like Massage Envy?
Yeah, I actually do have a membership to Massage Envy. I haven't been there, and they like to remind you when you come in, because they, they're like, it's like going to the gym. You're like spending all this money and you don't go, and they're like, you haven't been here in 9 months. Do you know that? I mean, if I wasn't feeling awful when I walked in, I felt awful pretty much when I got there.
I've never been to a massage parlor, and quite frankly, like I feel like sometimes I'm like the most non-sexual person in the sense that like I don't want to be touched a lot of the time. I just want to be like those
of the massage.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends if I'm naked or not. Like,
I mean, you get down to your clothing level.
I think I need to know the person first, and also the people I know who've
given me massages.
Well, I know, I know I'm not dating, but I should know them if they're like cracking my phalanges and my my cartilages and all that language.
That's a chiropractor. It sounds like they're good too.
I don't know the difference between a chiropractor and a massage. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh God. Please don't spend the time of the show educating me about the difference between black doctors. Please.
I won't, because I don't have that type of education. But instead, I can tell you that you should go get your Let's Have a Fefe tees. Or we have V-necks that are on the Facebook page. I need to repost it again so it's back at the top. At the mall, you don't have to talk your... Wait. Oh, at the mall, you don't have to take your clothes off. Oh, well... We're going to the mall for massages? Oh.
I got my eyebrows waxed at a massage place. I mean, I got my eyebrows waxed at like a place in the mall once, and had a really bad breakout.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow. I don't think that the mall is what it used to be in 1985, and we should not go there anymore.
I was only 1 then, so I don't know. But since we were talking about massages, let's go here. I'm just here. Because I haven't done like Fefe Offbeat in like a year. But I kept finding these articles, and thanks to my husband, he finds weird articles all the time too. So let me read this headline to you. And all of these articles are in Arizona. Please don't be disappointed. They may be your neighbors or your friends. But I want to tell you about the Mesa woman who got a vibrator stuck in her bladder. I'm not making this up. The headline reads, Mesa woman gets emergency surgery after vibrator gets stuck in her bladder.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say that is impossible. Not that it's happened to me, but I think that,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of fetishes
Mm-hmm.
with names like sounding and with things that are dangerous to...
Let me show. I should have set this up.
I'm
so
trying to be politically correct for all your kinks and fetishes.
I'm trying not to laugh at this.
Are you done using sex toys?
Yeah.
Whitney asked the woman.
She says, probably. This seems like the type of person that once they do something really ridiculous, that they're like, I probably will do that again.
Yeah, that's the thing that worries me, is that there's an unsure feeling.
She said, yeah, probably.
Maybe not as big sometime, but, I'm not gonna, get a vibrator stuck in my bladder, How
did she get it there? Wait, hold on. Did I pass that part? Oh, that's what she said. She said, I moved, and out of nowhere, I felt a sharp pain. Bitch, where did it go? Because that's a small...
Honestly, if this was an English class, I would scroll up to the top and identify the thesis where the problem first happened.
Okay, you want to go ahead?
Go ahead. We're gonna go by paragraph. So the thesis of the paragraph, well, the whole article is that an Arizona woman is recovering from surgery after getting a sex toy stuck in her bladder.
How?
Exactly how? So we scroll down to probably the end or about the middle.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, this one's probably it right here.
Yes, exactly. And now, this was the interesting part. She was only using it on the outside of her body as intended. Now, most of us who has used vibrators, or not that I have used one in public, but or at least talking about publicly. Well, no, I'm just saying that, I'm not insinuating that I'm the person who is, that I'm standing up for her. But why was she using it on outside of her body? What was, what's the...
Hey, I don't question why. I want to know how it got on the inside.
She put it up there?
That's a...
You see, this is the invisible... This is
wow,
the context.
Here we go. Yes. Oh my gosh. I don't want to look at all these weird things that happen to end up inside people's bodies.
This is actually not really surprising for me because I've already spent researching this topic. This is one of my night topics of people, getting things stuck up there. And I remember reading a story once where somebody got I wouldn't say a jar, but something really large stuck in their ass. And what ended up happening is that the person who got the thing stuck in their ass, like the gentleman, they ended up pretty much talking the doctor through it, letting the doctor know that this has happened before, and that this is something that the emergency room does, that, it's like anything that gets stuck in your body.
Micah, welcome. You have tuned into Let's Have a Fefe. We were talking about a Mesa woman who got a Vesper vibrator necklace lost in her bladder, of all places. I think there was a picture of it. So the reason why I question it a little bit is because, if I wish I could show you. It doesn't...
It kind of looks like a meth pipe, honestly. It kind of looks like
how does that fit in there? Because, yeah, that is a very tiny point of entry.
You think so, but the urethra is actually pretty elastic.
Lord.
Yeah, I know. Everyone is sounding. If anyone's heard of sounding, look it up on Google. It's a fantastic journey.
I've heard of that, but I don't think I would lose. Hold on to your stuff. You stand. Oh God. I did.
Was that the burnin', urinin feeling inside of her that Diana Ross was talking about?
Maybe 30 years, 40 years ago, she said maybe.
Where did our love go? In the bladder.
Richard Gere. What was his name?
I don't know.
That got the gerbil stuck up his butt.
That is very American Psycho. If anyone's read the book version of American Psycho, there's actually something. Oh God, I hope my mom and grandma aren't watching this. But there was actually this scene in the book where the Patrick Bates, yeah, I think that's his name. He ended up putting a rodent up a person's body cavity alive and starving.
Wow.
That's American Psycho, the book version, but
Whoa.
I read V.C. Andrews when I was 14 years old, so I'm messed up.
I mean, you're fine. You're normal messed up than the rest of us. Okay, so that was the first one that I got. But here's another one.
Hey, AZ Central has noticed Felicia is blocking the ads.
Oh, I have to. And they have the most ridiculous. Okay, I'll whitelist it. Please hold. Wait, I don't need to. So the title is really funny. I can't read it without. So, police arrest suspected penis man.
I'm going to talk for Felicia because I feel like that she's coming from outside of the penis man sphere. I am a faithful member of the MAFW neighborhood page in Tempe, and I guess you could say it's been...
so were you the first to get the news of the penis man?
No. I actually didn't. Here's the thing. So when I find something really entertaining, I don't really want to get involved in it. I want to watch.
Oh, you do like I do. I just kind of scroll past it, and then I say, ooh, watch this for a minute.
Yeah, so I actually had a few theories. So I was doing my own internet sleuthing and kind of I actually don't, even though that person has been in quotes confirmed to be Penis Man, I actually don't think that that's him. I think
you don't think it's the guy?
No, I actually see Penis Man as a movement. I think of it as pretty much like a fuck you to gentrification in Tempe. That it's pretty much I see Penis Man as a devalue to the real estate. And actually, I thought it was local graffiti artist and maligned musician Travis James, but I actually asked him personally and it wasn't him, which people could lie, but I know it's not him. But yeah, I think that the real Penis Man could still be out there, and that dude was probably just one of the, I guess...
The decoys?
I don't want to say decoys, but more active people out there. But yeah, I think it's just...
arrested.
And had a gun put in his face.
Because he drew penises, and he was the Penis Man.
That's Tempe PD for you. And, well, I don't really want to say anything anti-establishment and get, have a Fefe swatted or whatever they do.
I'm black, so you wouldn't get arrested.
I don't want to laugh because that is a really...
That
is a really true joke.
So that was that. This all happened this weekend. True. And then...
What's crazy is that the first newspaper to break that Penis Man story was actually somewhere in Britain. So when that dude got arrested, a newspaper in Britain got,
Was it the Daily Mail? Because the Daily Mail is always so weirdly, so close, but so far away.
Yeah, the Daily Mail is, they're kind of like the more professional tabloid of Britain, but, a lot of American socialists and idiots like myself enjoy sharing it because, we think British equals smart.
Oh. I get it. Okay, so... Laura's comment says, hello, Logan's runs. Because it should say Logan's, not Lohans. Because last week when we were talking to Joanne, you said, don't say my name because you were in the bathroom.
Yeah, well, I was watching, well, if you want me to be honest, and yes, Mike, I will be anti-establishment, ACAB. But that's not what this conversation's about. We're talking about how I was on the shitter and watching Let's Have a Fefe. And I mean, I just heard my name while I was watching it, and I...
Oh, so you were really on the...
Yeah, I was really on the toilet, and...
And we were saying hi to your mom and your grandma and
I was
everybody.
laughing, but luckily, you know, they're Irish. They're really loud, and they're doing their own thing. They don't give a shit what I'm doing. So, you know.
I mean, if they watch this episode now, they know that you were watching us on the toilet.
You know,
and now you're here, so
it's better than
that's
porn.
not how you get on this show, though.
You know, I don't know how I got here. Actually, I think it was a car.
Oh wow, I don't. That's interesting. Usually people teleport into here, so.
Yeah, into this tiny office with mannequin heads looking at me everywhere.
Oh, you're welcome. Isn't it cute?
I did like a little Instagram story of that one on the. There's one that's kind of dirtier than the other ones that looks like, you know, it could be a head, it could also be a cadaver, and well.
I never tell.
It's like Paris is burning.
Oh, hi, Brandy. Wow, I haven't seen you in a long time. So this last one says, Phoenix man accused of breaking into condo and putting on victim's clothes. Yeah. It's really weird. It's not weird, like, kind of like, I'm putting on your clothes. Like, weird. Read the article. Read it. I know you're reading it.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to find the juice. They also discovered that he had punctured the couch and tore out the stuffing, according to police report. Police also say that Jimenez's clothing was in the bathroom and appeared that he had taken a shower and changed into the victim's clothing. You know, this leads back to the fetish conversation. I feel like there seems to be...
The couch had a hole in it.
I think that this leads back to the original conversation because, like, I can't imagine anyone in their right mind, or actually, sorry, not really right mind, but any reason to put on someone else's clothes after they break in. But I mean, hey, I'm glad that he showered. I'm glad that he took care of himself.
At least he took a shower before he put on somebody else's clothes. Here I am wearing somebody else's clothes, and they're probably dirty.
Definitely, and he also left a weed pipe in the kitchen, which so there's another thing for the anti-weed movement.
Weed makes you change into other. Is that how this happened?
You know, you better be careful because I think that's how every
Is that how this
drag performer has started.
Oh my god, that's how this keeps happening.
Exactly. Only I will know that you put that on 5 minutes ago.
Oh. Until you told everybody.
I think
it's okay.
The world has to
I
know.
usually get dressed while the show is going, and I don't usually get in the chair until, like, right now.
Okay, so Micah is being shady down here. Where's Freddy? Came here for Freddy. Well, you know, Freddy can't be here all the time, and I'm here, Micah, and you have to deal with it.
You're getting so angry.
I have to show people that I'm capable of all ranges of emotions.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Micah... Hello, Micah? Oh, who knows?
There's a lag, so he won't answer until 30 seconds after you told him. Oh, he's still there. Yeah, that's the end of the story. But I just thought, wow, what a great weekend. Everybody's having such a great weekend. I'm chilling, getting a massage, working. People are breaking into homes, putting other people's clothes on, getting vibrators stuck in places that they don't know where they got them stuck in there, and drawing penises all over the walls and things.
I think it's same shit, different day because I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I feel like January was just a test month. It was kind of like me putting my feet in the water of 2020, being like, is it warm enough? And well, I'm here in 2020. This is my first on-camera thing since a while.
Oh my God, Micah.
Oh my God,
Freddy is working a gig right now. I don't pay him, so he is free to go.
Oh my goodness. So...
you spelled it wrong. Ooh, I'm gonna highlight that too. I'm gonna screenshot it right now. Maybe I should do that right now.
Watch, Micah's gonna start like a theory that pretty much that just to be more I guess you could say
anti-established.
Yeah, no, popular with the establishment. You replaced Freddy with a cis white gay man.
Ooh.
There's the tea.
Don't you start that mess on here.
Hey, I'm just having a Fefe, a Fefe.
You've been hanging out. You've been hanging out with Brandon McGill. That's what. Brandon McGill is the one that calls me Fefe.
Oh, I call you. Actually.
Whoa, is it an appropriate name to say?
Oh no. I was going off on a tangent. I was like, oh, that's not the best way to break into something. I just call you this. But.
Oh my God! Why are you guys going in on this? Oh my God, this is horrible.
Oh my God. You see, now you gotta have drama in here. We gotta stir up the.
So I had a cis. I already had a cis white man, but dressed up as a woman.
Oh, Kyle.
Patricia
I mean
Mason.
Joanne. Oh, okay.
Because when Freddy was gone, Patricia Mason showed up.
Oh, gotcha. Was that the one where I couldn't hear anything?
Probably, because that was the one where we had Celia on.
Well, it looks like the equipment canceled you already, I guess. You know, you were silenced by the community.
Oh?
I'm Balder. Oh, I was like, are you talking about me, Patricia? I don't know you, but I know that I'm going through baldness, and it's a very
Patricia's
hard time.
balder than you underneath her wig.
I actually, joking aside, shaving my head was one of the best things ever. Like, it actually, like, I don't know, it feels freeing.
Was it liberating? Cis men? I don't watch cis men. You don't watch cis men do what?
I don't watch... I love, you know what's funny is, so, I remember I saw a really funny thing of, Micah, you know how it,
nipple.
You know how it says YT, like it stands for white?
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen white people actually think that means YouTube. And
I use that abbreviation.
And I've seen, and every time, yeah, and I think you're getting people confused if you use YouTube because like people think that you're just like, oh, did you see that thing? You know, did you see that thing on YT? And you're just like, seeing that thing on YT.
I only do it because I need to save characters on Twitter.
Wait, you have characters on Twitter?
Yeah, I have characters like 280.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought you're talking like Saturday Night Live stuff.
Oh no, that sounds like a good idea. Wow. Mm-hmm.
No, Twitter doesn't have a sense of humor. Don't do that.
Oh, the Twitter I'm on does.
Oh,
like the memes for Billy Porter's outfit at the Grammys.
I am loving this Western revival with black individuals so much.
Mm-hmm.
And those outfits were just, I guess you could say, I'm not really a country person. I grew up in the city.
They were extra. They were great. They were eleganza. They were off the charts.
Exactly. They were just everything. This is what that Wendy Williams does. You know her? The Wendy?
I've heard of her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody likes her, though, anymore.
I like her to a point. Until she gets, like, a little bit too much. She just... But... let's not talk about Wendy. Wendy has never been on my show. And she probably could be if I asked. Beyonce was robbed at the Oh my God. Beyonce has been robbed at the Grammys for the last 6 years. Because... oh my gosh. What was that? The one that came out before The Lion King. Lion King is on Disney Plus, by the way. I haven't watched it yet, but I got an email from Disney Plus. I was like, ooh, I know what I'm doing this again. So next weekend I'll talk about that. But I think that this year she kind of just was like, whatever. She took her pictures, she sat down, and she was like, whatever.
Well, this sounds embarrassing for me, but as a music journalist, and that's what I call myself.
She was nominated for Spirit.
I didn't watch the Grammys at all. I am sorry, I didn't watch the Grammys, and I haven't watched it since 2015 because, I don't know, I feel like, okay, this is probably going to sound like really biased of me, but I feel like in a post-Gaga world, the performances have gotten more boring and more boring.
Well, I will take that back for you because this one seemed a little more, Kobe Bryant in the helicopter crash just kind of overwhelmed me because I mean, I'm in tune to basketball, but I'm not like basketball. But I grew up when Kobe was a star player, and I grew up in California, so him being a star player while I was there was kind of like, the little black boy, yay, you got my little black anal, just cool. And plus, he always seemed so in tune, and I know that he was accused of rape, but do not, if people are mourning somebody, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. I got the longest comment of my life about how I shouldn't support him. Um, it's not like I was like posting a shoe that he was releasing or something. I was mourning him, the way it happened, all of that. It just seemed it reminded me of when Michael Jackson passed. So, boom.
I don't know. I have a weird relationship with celebrity deaths because I guess you could say like there's probably only about I would say probably one or two celebrity deaths that I've truly felt sad over, and it's not because I don't see them as human, but I I guess you could say I had a different concept of celebrity worship when I was younger, and also like I didn't really bond with sports figures too much. The only death that really put me over, well, I don't want to say put me over the edge because I don't know these people, but Elaine Stritch, the actress, and I think it also has to factor in that the person I worshipped as celebrities growing up still haven't died yet. Like they're Madonna, they're there's Kylie Minogue, like they're still alive and
wow.
I think
kicking. You like the ladies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But so yes, I know that happened, and I'm not discounting it. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I acknowledge that. The part of me was thinking, okay, this is kind of overwhelming, and which leads me back to my point is that the Grammys this time around was hosted by Alicia Keys, which usually she carries a good vibe with her, but it almost, I don't want to say it's centered around Kobe, but it had that vibe of we're gonna live in the good vibe. We're gonna remember these people, and Nipsey Hussle was remembered too. So it I don't know. It was, you just celebrating life. That's what it was. It was celebrating life, and they were different this time because I always forget his name. Is it Ty the Creator?
Tyler the Creator.
Yeah. He had an emotional performance too with Boys to Men and Charlie Wilson. So I mean, and Lizzo opened. It was very different, and Demi Lovato did a very emotional performance. I think it was a song that she wrote like 4 days before she went to, was it rehab, where she nearly overdosed.
My heart hurts for those Disney stars and those former those former kid stars, because you could regardless of whether people say anything or not, you could definitely tell that even best case scenario, if there wasn't like horrible things, like if there wasn't completely horrible things happening to these kids, at the very least they could have been overworked. And I just think that like people like Demi Lovato and who have kind of like, and even Britney Spears, like these were people that I would, if I was like 12 years old, I remember I probably would have laughed and been like, oh my god, look at them, they're so crazy.
I wish somebody would do a study on Disney kids, because I think that something that happens is pretty much classic to what happened to Michael Jackson. He started when he was like 5 and kept working his whole life. And I think like once you start that way and your brain is like, you're 5, so your brain says this is what you need to do, and you stop working, and then your brain says no, this is what you need to do. And so like you're either A, doing music, you need to be doing this. I mean, there's a lot of psyche that goes into like child stars that they don't get a break and a chance to experience childhood and know what that's like.
Definitely. Like I feel like it's Michael Jackson is an especially difficult figure for me to listen to because, like, I was one of those people that, like, it was extremely difficult for me to watch that documentary because, like, you know, I've been through things like that myself, and it's kind of like looking at it. I don't doubt that those things happen to those children. The way they described it was so graphic to where it was just disturbing. And I'm not gonna not say that Michael Jackson is not a talented musician, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't even want to touch him. I'm like, oh, this is just terrifying.
Hilary Duff is an exception to Disney Kids Theory. She took time away, and I think that her parents actually like when the show ended, I think that her parents actually like let her go to college, and you know she did all those things that get all the bugs.
She left when she was on the top too.
Yeah, like, and go away for a minute. Come back if you feel like it. That is what I think people need. Like sometimes, even like we take a break in the summer for this show. If I did it all year long, oh my god, I think I would start to resent it.
One of the celebrities that I kind of like, I guess you could say, feel bad for the most is I remember when Ariana Grande was first breaking into her pop career. And I even noticed this being like 17 to 18 years old, that it really disgusted me how while, and you'll find this in gay culture too with twinks, that because she looked younger than she was, there was people who were cashing in on that and kind of sexualizing that aspect on her, and it makes me sick because I'm not saying she, doesn't look more youthful, but I'm gonna treat her like an adult woman and not sexualize that child, what people perceive as a childlike aspect of it. Like, fuck Hollywood.
Oh, damn. Okay. But, back to my point. I actually remembered my point this time. Usually I forget. But the Grammys were centered. They had a good vibe to them this time. It wasn't... I do agree with you that sometimes it is a little bit like
having Bruno Mars, just being like Uptown Funk.
I mean, I like Bruno Mars, but it wasn't as superficial. Is that the word? It wasn't? It was what music does. It was the feel good for the sad moment that was there. So anyway, let's talk about you.
Oh God. Okay, what do you want to know?
Oh, well, I am not the FBI.
Yeah.
A fabulous black instigator. I am not that. So tell the people who you are, and so Logan is known. I want to say. Can I say that? Can I say you're known more for photos and photojournalism?
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about how you came to be, not how you were born. I don't want to get into that grossness. We already did the vibrator story. We don't need all that. So maybe talk about it. Just so get me out of here. See where it goes. Let's go.
Well, in 2015, I got my first internship at a sports magazine. It was called Texas Sports Review, and essentially, in college, I wanted to become a journalist, and told myself that I'm going to do the things I hate before the things I like. And so for about 2 to 3 years, I did sports. I did weed journalism, which sucks. I also did a few other things.
Weed journalism sucks?
You would think it doesn't.
Better to smoke than to write about it.
And yes, I did smoke a lot of weed during the time, but the worst part about it is that the whole industry is controlled by the same old white dudes that control everything else. And it's kind of just like...
But it's always the black people and the white people down here smoking it.
Yeah, I know, but it's the white people with the money, mainly old white men.
Damn.
Yeah, so so that was kind of like the disillusioning part of legal weed and the politics of it. And then music is my home. I love writing about it and taking pictures. I started photography mainly because I realized that to my writings, people need in this day and age a visual aspect. And so I went into that, and then I also realized, okay, this is something that wants to be my passion. And I remember one of the first shows I took a picture of was actually, I believe it was like 2 to 3 years ago, or maybe it was like you were performing at Cruisin' 7th at Lady Christian's show.
Oh, wow.
And
it's been 2 or 3 years since that happened.
Yeah.
Lady Christian, I need a booking.
Seriously, book her, please. Actually, I also want to tell the audience that I went down to see you in Tucson. That was really fun.
Wow.
I went to this NAACP fundraiser hosted by I think it was Sassy Diaz and Mia Inez Adams and Inez.
Mm-hmm.
And God, it was a really fun time. It was people should go to Tucson. It's actually more fun than people think.
Mm-hmm. We have fun.
But yeah, other than that, in my career, like I guess you could say, it has just been a combination of meeting really cool people. Like I went on tour with the Line Cutters and with the Black Flag on the first leg, and I got to meet like the titans of punk music, like Greg Ginn and the Dickies and all these other people. And then I also been getting more involved in the Motown scene, and I've been kind of in contact with different artists of that degree. I'm talking to the Marvelettes right now, and I also want to, if you're listening to this, Claudette, I really want to get Claudette Robinson from the Miracles on and write about her, because she released a kid's book. And yes, Micah is right. Tucson underground queer scene is so good. That is true. Speaking of the underground queer scene, I also want to check out Michael Michael's shows. He has some pretty good stuff down there.
That sounds like a good drink.
No, don't say mojito. I've heard that they do not like to be referred as a mojito. It's a mijito.
Oh. Still sounds like a good drink.
But yeah, so I've been pretty much, essentially when I am not like traveling or when I'm not like trying to go to shows, I like supporting the local scene. I like writing about people who haven't been written about. I like also paying homage to the people like you who've been around for like a long time and that have contributed a lot.
Old.
Well, not that. Oh, it's making me cringe here on camera, but mainly because I feel that a lot of our younger generation is not. I don't feel like they give proper respect to a lot of like the people who came before them, or may not understand how like the old game works, and there may be misunderstandings if that makes sense.
Oh my god, I can't wait to come back and screen record that part about. It still sounds like a good drink.
And I will say it for him, mijito.
It still sounds like a good drink.
Well, there's the branding, I guess.
Dang.
Oh my god,
anyway,
thank you for coming.
It's still like...
Yeah. Thank you for being our guest today, Micah. But yeah, I guess... God, I was talking about Felicia with this. Right now, I am going to less events. I am doing more interviews, but I guess you could say I've been doing more things that I've been just trying to focus on myself and also not overwork myself, because I know that there's people watching this that are probably thinking, where the hell are my photos? And I'm not talking about the photos that, people pay for, but I go a lot around town and just take pictures, and it's just like, after New Year's, I went crazy, but now I'm not. Your photos are coming soon.
You'll get them in April. It's fine. That's the photographer lying.
Oh, yeah. Time sensitive, all that stuff.
But you slip a little money on that wallet, all of a sudden your photos just show up in an hour. Anyway, so what has been like your favorite moment on the road?
My favorite moment on the road, so as you know, Greg Ginn is he's pretty much the grandfather of punk. He is the the founding member of Black Flag and handled all the writing. And imagine, so one of the questions I wanted to ask him was, when we were just chilling in the green room, how, have you, since your band became famous in the 70s and 80s, did you have any, cross contact with some of, classic Hollywood? Because in that time, that was when classic Hollywood, they're starting to get older. They were kind of some of them were doing runs. And he told me a story about how he actually met Chuck Berry. They were on the same show. It was in Britain, I believe. I don't want to say Top of the Pops, but it could be. He said to Greg asked Chuck. He was like, oh, what do you think of punk music? And Chuck Berry, in his very blunt tone, was like, I don't.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't say it in a shady way, but he said it in the way that I'm an old black dude who made rock and roll music in the 1950s. Why am I going to think about punk music? And another favorite part on the road, too, was, oh, God.
Was it terrifying?
It wasn't terrifying, but one of the craziest parts of the road was our bus kept breaking down a bunch of times. So we kept getting we kept getting just like trapped on the side of the road. I'm not saying that was a great part, but it was kind of just it was interesting to have all these unexpected things happen to us. And third best thing though was just seeing the country. You realize that America is a collection of fast food restaurants, gas stations, and the same fucking stores under the same name. And it is a great place.
Or different names.
Exactly. And different names. And, you know, I could tell you that I think frickin' Hardee's and Carl's Jr. taste the same. Like, I could tell you about every gas station I've been to, but touring is a job. Touring is rewarding if you love what you do, but it's also one of the hardest, funnest things you'll ever do because, like, I got to be around people that I consider, you know, my friends, and I got to, I went to high school with these guys, you know? It was, yeah, like, I've known them for a while, even though we definitely got closer over tour, but it was just, I guess you could say it was a wild 2-month experience, and I'm hoping this year, too, to go on tour.
With them?
No. Unfortunately, the record company behind it, they didn't really have the cash to bring me on again. Oh. But I'm hoping to go on a tour with another artist. I know there was one rapper, I don't want to mention his name, but they were talking about hiring me, and I'm hoping I get to go to some places.
Wow.
I've also...
Maybe not drag queen?
I've also been talking to bands, too, you know, that, like, are more DIY, that have, I guess you could say don't have a lot of money, be like, hey...
For those that don't know, tell them what DIY is.
Oh, yeah, DIY in the music scene is essentially, like, another word for indie or underground. It defines those artists who pretty much build all their work from the ground up. Sometimes it follows music composition rules, sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time it doesn't. But yeah, people pretty much in your local community that make music, but they're still passionate about it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I really want to accompany some of those bands on tour too. If like, I don't know if the feelings feel right and stuff like that. Because you know, even if it's a short tour, you have to really click with the people. Trust me.
Well, if you're living on a bus, we will. Can't say the same for Aerosmith because God knows what's going on with that. But like their drummer wasn't feeling well, but then he was feeling well, and then he wanted to be back, and then he wasn't back in time. So then they were like, "No, you can't be on the Grammys with us because we have rehearsal." And that was part of the moment that I was like, "Oh, I wonder if he's in the audience."
I don't know anything about Aerosmith, but I did go on the Rock and Roll roller coaster, which is a roller coaster based off of Aerosmith in Disney World MGM. So what? I know that storyline. Yeah, there's an Aerosmith roller coaster. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah, it's actually the fastest roller coaster in Disney World, but I'm one of those people that I really don't like Disney, but I used to be in marching band, so yeah, I used to spin the flags. You took
advantage of you spin the flags.
Oh yeah, I was guard captain my senior year. I used to spin the rifles and all that stuff.
Oh, wow, that is a talent. Don't laugh it up.
You know, you want to laugh, and looking outside of it, I even catch myself like laughing, but just
I don't know. Well, I had a neighbor that was in ROTC and did the. Throw the rifle in the air.
Well, that's the thing. I wasn't in ROTC, and the funniest part about band is that...
pretty much the same thing.
Here's the funny part for me.
I meant the rifle part, not being in ROTC.
The funny part for me was the fact that I was a child from, like, 15 to 18, but for some reason I paid all this freaking money to be, like, tortured by adults and be yelled at to spin pretty flags. I'm just like, it's...
You have a lot of aggression toward flags.
Yeah,
Wow.
I have never encountered more verbal abuse than in marching band from adults to children. It's insane. Especially, like, my marching band wasn't even that bad. It was, like, but the really good ones, they're even worse.
My friends were drummers, and then some of them were flag people, but I never heard horror stories from them.
That's because they probably loved it and I didn't. Because I knew something was wrong when I got to college guard, and I thought it was gonna be like easier. And I was in the ASU band camp for like one day, and then like I forgot how to do something really simple, and I had a breakdown and cried and left and never went in again.
Oh my god!
Like it was just kind of like a burnout thing because my school thought I was gonna be like the next big thing because it was a small marching band color guard, and I was like, no, I'm gonna do drugs and drink for 3 to 4 years, and goodbye.
Oh, Disney Kids Gone Wild. Now we got the flag kids that go wild.
Seriously, I know actually one of my former, I don't know if she still does color guard, but I have a former guard instructor who does burlesque now, and she is very good.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe, I don't want to say she does pole dancing, but she definitely has the strength for it. Like, color guard is a full body workout, so I can imagine she would do that. Yeah, her name begins with an N, I forgot it though. Well, her stage name. What are you doing nowadays, Felicia?
I'm just thinking out loud, you know. So, what are some of the publications that you write for?
I currently write and take pictures for Echo Magazine, Phoenix New Times, and my favorite, YabYumWest.com.
Say that slowly. The last one.
YabYumWest.com.
There you go.
In the past, I've worked for websites such as BestDrumAndBass.com, which is a pretty popular podcast for drum and bass music.
Mm-hmm.
ThatDrop.com, which is more freaking EDM shit. Relentless Beats, which is if you go to club events, they're like the big promoters around here.
Oh.
And I used to do work for them, but I've kind of fell out of that scene. That was when I was like at the height of my partying, and I'm just kind of like, wow. I needed to take a break from doing acid and listening to this music all the time.
Oh, that's the party number.
Oh no, I party. Anyone who has seen me at like a freaking show like knows that like yeah. I mean, I think the first thing that I said to Mia in Tucson was she was like, "Oh, how are you enjoying Tucson?" I was like, "I don't know, but the first thing I need to tell you about Tucson is that the bartenders here overserve."
Oh.
And that was the first thing I said to her.
They do.
But yeah, like there's this club down there. I forgot its name. It's I called it TB, like tuberculosis, but I think it's like
IBTs. Yeah,
IBTs. And oh my god, they poured me heavy, and I didn't even ask for it either. But I like sometimes you like things you don't ask for.
Whoa, just like a vibrator up your bladder. And the penis man. And some weird man changing into your clothes.
That's Arizona. I mean, we have a Apache
Usually
Junction.
I get my offbeat stories from Florida. But I guess maybe they're moving here.
I think I've learned there's crazy people all over the place, especially traveling.
Crazy doesn't have a location.
Craziest state though, like the weirdest one, and
in your travels?
Yes, and I'm not dissing anyone who lives there, but Lincoln, Nebraska was a really weird place.
Why? What made it weird?
So imagine you're going to the capital of the state, and it is a bunch of corn, and it's pretty much fields, and one gas station near the venue, and I'm not dissing it because it was a small town, but you ever just go...
you don't like corn.
No, you ever just go somewhere and you could just tell, like, something's off? Like, the people there that were...
being here right now?
The people that were trying to mosh, like, they really enjoyed the music and really enjoyed, like, doing what they thought was moshing, but it was kind of more like skipping. I don't know. It was just weird, but... I think that they did that in Utah, too.
They were skipping?
Yeah, like, instead of doing, like, the traditional moshing, they weren't really, like, going, they were, like, you could tell they really wanted to get their aggression out, but they just didn't know how, and, I mean, it was cute to watch, but, I don't know,
That sounds like a mosh pit I would enjoy.
Yeah, there was this band I met, though, called Hosting Monsters. They were really cool.
That sounds like a bad grinder group.
Hosting Monsters. Is that like a little monster Lady Gaga reference or something?
No.
Ooh, being a little monster was a weird time in my life too. You think that's crazy?
I was waiting for you to tell me.
I think Micah could probably like understand
this,
but
go?
I don't know.
Got silent.
pretty much, if you were a Lady Gaga fan as a teenager between 2010 to probably about 2015 to 16.
I was not a teenager.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was. I actually, little fun fact. I actually met Felicia.
Oh, here we go.
First drag performer I ever met at 1 in 10.
So
I was 16 years old.
I'm so sorry.
I was 16 years old, and she was the first drag performer I ever met.
God, I'm so sorry.
And I never forgot that experience.
Look what happened to you.
And Barbara Seville and Coco.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Not all you three were there, but separate times.
I was like...
Yeah, no, they weren't there all at once.
Trauma.
But yeah, God, I forgot I was... Oh yeah, Lady Gaga. So I don't know. I just remember being in the fan groups there, especially online. This was during the time when forums were still a thing before Reddit.
How old are you?
Well, I was like an internet child, so like even when I was like I'm 25. Even when I was like younger, I still went like on the dark side of the internet, you know, before like Google got really good, and you know we were all going on forums and talking about weird shit and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know you were probably using Atom for Atom. Mm-mm. You know what Atom for Atom is. Mm-hmm. All the older folk try to even Sister Indica knew what Atom for Atom is, but she pretended she didn't.
What?
Oh my goodness. She's probably melting right now because Atom for Atom was the place. It was the place back then, pre-Grindr.
I have no idea.
And Craigslist.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I am a saint.
She is not a saint. She literally abuses old people at the bingo. Like she talks so much shit to these poor boomers and old people.
My bingo. Hate is equal. I hate everyone.
And also, it's a good mixture of you and Freddy. Like you guys balance each other out.
Oh, you missed the last. Oh, you should have been at the last one. The last one, Crystal was late. Crystal was the girl that pre-gamed and couldn't find the front door.
Oh.
And we insulted her all night because it was easy. And then we had Grey Goose Grandma, who drank Grey Goose straight out of the bottle. No joke. I took a picture with her. Because she was the one that won the Betsy Johnson purse. And she's holding up her Grey Goose that she drank right out of the bottle. Who's friends with, or maybe related to, Drunk Kim, who drank a whole bottle of wine by herself out of a solo cup, and when she got to the end of the bottle, she kept drinking out of the empty solo cup and trying to pour the empty bottle of wine into her cup.
I thought I was bad when me and a photographer friend named Pauline went there. Since it was Pauline's first time, I just kind of got a cheap bottle of champagne and like two cheap glasses, and yeah, holy
But yours were glass.
Oh yeah, they were glass indeed.
So, I mean,
I know, you can't complain. Also, champagne, like, no wonder my great-grandma loved champagne so much, because it hits you like a truck. Like, you think it's just, like, it's very, like, oh, you know, this is just, like...
It tastes like soda.
Yeah, and then you're drunk 2 minutes later because you drank half the bottle.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, yes. God, I don't want to actually know, because it'd be like, does the Cat Cafe have a liquor license? But that is the wrong question to ask on television.
I don't know, I can't say.
Yeah. So, do you guys have, like, in bingo, do you have any, like, regulars that come? Is it pretty much, like, a new group each time?
We have regulars that come. Maybe not to everyone, but we have a group. Where can people find you online?
So, if you want to find me online, I pretty much go by Logan, JLR, on everything. So if you type that into Google, you'll find me. My Instagram is LoganJLR1994. My Facebook is Logan Lowrey-Rasmussen. And there's actually a reason why I have such a long name.
Uh-huh.
Not only did my grandpa want me to have both my mom and dad's name, because he thought it wouldn't last, I actually also am the only Logan Lowrey Rasmussen spelled my way, Lowrey, on Google in Arizona. So if you, actually, I think pretty much anywhere in the United States. So if you type my name into Google, you will find me. I actually, if I actually ask Google or Alexa to say, who is Logan Lowrey-Rasmussen, they'll read my LinkedIn profile. It's pretty good. I have no shame.
The robots know you.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Are you gonna be out and about anywhere anytime soon?
Well, me and Felicia were actually just talking about, kind of like, we were just talking about life before this.
Life.
And I said it kind of came up that, hey, you should relax and not burn yourself out. So, I took a day off tonight. I don't think I'm going to have my camera with me, but I think I might have a drink somewhere. Will it be at your bar? Who knows?
Who knows? Never know.
And that's actually my favorite part. You will never know where I'm going to be for an event because I always want to be at the event where you don't expect me at.
Oh, whoa. For a while, I used that picture with my wig on crooked. But my wig was on crooked on purpose because I was doing my Whitney number. These dates are that's this weekend or next weekend. I need to update the show sheet. So find Logan wherever he's hiding. If I work events, well, I don't go do drag events as a photographer, but if I do event photography, I like to hide in the corner for a little bit to make sure people don't know I'm there. I like to disappear because once people know you're there, then sometimes it becomes a little bit too much. Anyway, but you might find Logan. You might.
Oh yeah, you'll always see me because contrary to what she says, you've probably seen me around town because I'm one of those people who I am not afraid.
Are you the penis man?
I am not I have a penis. I identify as a man, but I am not the penis man. I am one of the many penis men.
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
But yeah, you'll always see me. I'm very unafraid of getting to the front of crowds and kind of like.
He's not scared.
I
didn't
really
say I was
not
scared. I just don't like to be overwhelmed with people.
Oh, I am. Well, my life is overwhelming, so it doesn't matter.
About it. So Freddy is at a gig right now. I can't remember what the name of it is. But on February 8th, he is with Lady Christian and Lady and the Tramps. On February 22nd, I don't know how I keep signing up for these things. But I do, and I enjoy them. And plus, it's in Bisbee. We're doing the Drag Queen Story Hour in Bisbee at 11 a.m., which means it's a 3.5 hour drive, which means I probably have to be ready and dressed in this by like 7 or maybe earlier because I take forever. But that means I have to like get up at like 4 or 5 in the morning to put makeup on.
Is this for the children? Are you going to be reading to
for
the kids?
For the children. Yes. This is not my first Drag Queen Story Hour. In fact, I forgot to announce like a couple weeks ago that they won $500 because the National Drag Queen Story Hour was awarding grants, and they were doing like a contest. I have a hair in my eye. A contest where like you tag them or whatever, and my big noggin is one of the pictures because I took a selfie with the girl I like to call the boss lady at one of the readings. It was this little girl that I tried to do like impressions, like vocal.
Oh no.
And I was horrible at it. I knew I was horrible at it. And this little girl told me, she goes, "Don't do that."
I know you're good with kids, but I just imagine all the voices are just like, "Hey, little Humpty Dumpty."
Oh no, I'm good at it. I'm good at reading to the children's. You should come to one, if not in Bisbee, because that's a 3
If I could wake up for that, like
yeah, that's a 3-hour drive. But we do them locally too. So that's on February 22nd. If you are wanting to go to Bisbee like the day before, meet us up there so you don't have to drive 3.5 hours because children don't like road trips sometimes. Mm-hmm. Adults don't like road trips sometimes. Excuse me. And then I think that's Freddy that's in TGIF because I don't have a booking at TGIF. That's supposed to hit me. And then on the 28th, Freddy's there. And then on the 29th, he's at Stacy's for Opulence.
Talking so much about Freddy and he isn't even here.
Oh, well, It doesn't hurt to
promote
people's
yourself.
events. I don't have anything up there except for March 1st. I will be celebrating my 10th anniversary as Miss Gay Supernova US of A newcomer, and we'll be honoring. Oh, I always say her name wrong. He Norel, who will be stepping down, and we'll be crowning our new supernova. If you're interested, contact Mia Inez Adams. But the contest is on March 1st at The Rock at 5 p.m. Reserve your tables. Reserve your tables. The pageants have been getting a little crazy lately. Reserve your tables so you're not standing in the back. I guess you're not the upcoming guest anymore. Bye. You're already here, so
Oh, damn it. Too bad I didn't make it.
Took you off the list. Got voted on. So, upcoming guests, we have Teddy Michael. We have Teddy Diamond, Miss Supreme Pride, and then Miss Gay Supernova US of A newcomer is... I am horrible at saying names. I just need to take a course in saying people's names. Sorry, I fuck up your name. I'm so sorry. I invite you to the show. I'll spread your name all over the place. I can spell it, I just can't say it. We're brought to you by Wigs of a Kind. You can find them at wigsofakind.com. You can also book... You should get a haircut at the Burley Barber. They do fresh shaves, too.
Okay, I get buzz cuts, but yeah, sure, okay. I don't really do real haircuts anymore.
I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know. I don't count buzz cuts as like a real like
Still
hairstyle.
somebody cutting your hair.
That is true, and I've seen a bad buzz cut.
I mean, so to avoid that, you could just go to the Burley Barber.
That is true. I will.
You can book your appointment at the Burley Barbers with an S.com. They're waiting.
They are waiting for me.
Yeah, they're waiting. Special thanks to Brandon, Bess, Leanne, Carrie, Corey, Allison, Joan, and somebody's missing off that list, and Casey Starr for supporting us on Patreon. Support us on patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe. I have to get back into that because we're supposed to be adding tiers and sending things out and doing all kinds of things now. So, if you enjoyed this, if you didn't, I don't care. Be sure to like this episode. Just do it. It's nice. It's just so nice. It's like leaving like a postcard. So, subscribe and share it with all your friends, enemies, and Trump supporters. They are not too happy right now. They are rallying, girl. They are rallying.
Oh, God. They're for something.
Oh, gosh. If you... Speaking of that, heifer, if you want to read funny headlines, subscribe to the New York Times. Or not subscribe, download their app, and when the things come up during the day, it's hilarious just to read the headlines. But sometimes you're like, this isn't non-objectified. This is hilarious.
We live in a simulation. Like, the world ended in 2012, and this is just like...
Oh my god. Is this a continuation of our conversation from last week with, Joanne?
Oh, actually, I did watch that.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
But it's not a continuation. But see, it's a simulation. It connected. I didn't even know that.
You were watching on the toilet when she was talking about it.
I wasn't on the toilet the whole time. I don't have fucking hemorrhoids. Jesus. It was like a 5-minute ordeal.
I don't know you're lying. I mean, I don't know. You can subscribe to us as a podcast, though I take fault in this. You may be listening to this 5 months after we have done this episode, but you're listening, so what you complaining about? You can listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. There's another one that picked us up. I don't keep track. I feel like it just picks up the RSS
Napster,
feed.
LimeWire.
I feel like they're just starting to pick up the RSS feed, and they're like, oh, this has some hits to it, so we'll just add it to ours. So I think that's what's happening anyway. You can follow us. Most of us are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Special thanks. That is not your name. I'm sorry, I didn't update the script.
Oh, special thanks to...
That's not... Don't read that. Don't read that. Just pretend like you can. I'm gonna let you say your name because I like to fuck up names.
Logan Lowrey-Rasmussen, or on social media, Logan JLR.
What does the JLR stand for?
Logan Joseph Lowrey-Rasmussen, my full name.
Oh, Jesus.
And then I have my birthday, or my year at the end of it, 1994, just in case I want to remind you of how old you are.
Oh, remind me of how...
Well, the proverbial you.
Oh, wow.
We're not talking about you unless you make it about it, you know?
Wow. Let's just end this. This is horrible. Thank you to all of you who watch live and watch us on the replay. We'll see you next week for your Wednesday night conversation. Special guest. I don't think we have a special guest next week because I didn't book one. This has been Let's Have a Fefe, and good night.